Welcome to This Explainer. If you are building a business right now, you're probably testing ideas and looking for demand. But there's this massive hidden roadblock that trips up almost every early stage founder, trying to build something for absolutely everyone. Today, we're diving into Jonathan Reed's brilliant book, Start a Business from Zero. We're going to see exactly why narrowing your focus to one specific customer is, without a doubt, your greatest business leverage. Just look at this quote. Saying your product is for everyone is actually a massive red flag. I mean, it comes from a good place, right? You want your idea to help the whole world. But strategically, it's a total nightmare. When your customer is everyone, your message gets hopelessly vague, your product gets watered down, and suddenly, every single decision you make becomes 10 times harder. So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll break down the everyone trap. Second, the psychology of focus. Third, we'll walk through the target workshop. And finally, the 48-hour validation test. Let's get into it. Section 1. The everyone business trap. Let's diagnose exactly where most beginners get completely stuck when trying to find traction. You see these common traps all the time. People will say things like, well, I want to help small businesses, or anyone who struggles with time. Sounds fine, right? But it's way too broad to actually take action on. Another huge mistake is choosing based on aspiration. Picking this flashy, impressive group of people that you don't actually understand at all. Or, on the flip side, creating these wildly overcomplicated profiles full of demographics that look precise on paper but don't actually describe a real breathing human being. Moving right along to Section 2, Psychology of Narrowing Focus. As your expert advisor today, I really want to unpack the barriers here, because the hesitation to niche down is entirely psychological. It all starts with loss aversion. We naturally feel the pain of losing options way more strongly than the benefit of getting clarity. It creates this fear of exclusion, where you think, if I pick one customer, I'm abandoning everyone else. But you aren't actually losing customers by specializing. This psychological fear is just blinding you to the incredible credibility you gain by having a sharp focus. Then you've got cognitive load. When you try to design for everyone, your brain is just juggling too many possibilities. Should this be a corporate product or casual, cheap or premium? It's exhausting. By focusing on one single customer, you drastically reduce that mental strain. And the best part? Your message gets so specific that when the right person hears it, they actually pay attention because it's deeply relevant to them. Jonathan Reed uses this brilliant camera lens analogy. When the lens is unfocused, you just see blurry, confusing shapes. But when you dial it in, one subject becomes crystal clear and the background just naturally fades away. You see, you aren't ignoring the world, you are simply bringing one meaningful conversation into incredibly sharp focus. And here's something completely counterintuitive. Setting strict constraints actually boosts your creativity. When a problem space is too wide, your brain freezes up. But when you ask, how do I help this specific person in this exact situation, instead of just people in general, boom, the ideas start flowing. You can test your concepts so much faster. But to pull this off, you have to escape the curse of knowledge. Once you know something well, you totally forget what it feels like to be a beginner. You have to remember that you are not necessarily your customer. Your business has to be built strictly around their actual grounded reality, not the assumptions you're making inside your own head. All right, Section 3, the 4-step target workshop. Let's make this practical and see how Reed's framework helps you narrow your market. We are going to walk through these 4 exact steps. This is a game changer for transitioning your mindset. You're moving from just vaguely knowing a problem exists to taking total ownership of it. You stop asking what you want to sell and start asking what your customer actually experiences every single day. Just look at the stark difference here. Saying I help professionals is, frankly, useless. But saying I help early career professionals overwhelmed by multiple tasks in their first full-time job, that is incredible. That precise description gives you immediate, actionable context about their daily life that the broad version totally locks. For step 2, you create a day in the life sketch. This is such a powerful exercise. You really want to focus on their daily routines. What specific challenges hit them at 10 a.m.? What are their emotional triggers? You want to pinpoint exactly where they throw their hands up and get stuck. It shifts your whole perspective and makes abstract problems feel very, very real. Next, in step 3, you map out the key factors. It's like a grid: frustrations, overwhelmed by emails; goals, they just want to feel caught up for once; habits, checking their phone in bed; budget, entry-level salary.
Organizing your data like this cuts through the noise so you can easily identify what actually moves the needle for your specific person. Then, in step 4, you just keep narrowing until you hit this exact level of clarity. And finally, section 4, the 48-hour validation test. Now that we have a target profile, it's time to put it to the test in the real world. You need to execute this strict 48-hour challenge. In hour 1, write down your target customer in one clear, undeniable sentence. Within 24 hours, you have to validate it. Get out there, share it with someone in a quick conversation, and get their feedback. Then by hour 48, you refine it. This absolutely guarantees your profile is grounded in real observation, not just guesswork. As you move forward, I want you to carry this simple filter with you. Whenever you have a new idea, don't ask, will this scale to 1 million people? Ask, does this make sense for my specific person? If it doesn't, that's your cue to refine. Remember, narrowing your focus isn't a limitation. It is literally your ultimate business leverage, and it's how you build deep brand credibility. I'll leave you with this final thought to ponder as you break out of the everyone trap. When you try to help everyone, you end up connecting with no one. So take a hard look at what you're working on right now. Are you building for a vague, abstract world? Or are you building something truly meaningful for someone specific? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you in the next one.